we can just over-engineer things sometimes, right?
Yeah, totally, dude. I totally feel this. I like over engineer pretty much everything as well, at least
Yeah,
initially in my mind, and then try to reduce it before it hits the group.
yeah,
um,
yeah,
use
yeah.
the board of trusted co-founders is what I usually do to reduce things down, and then the
That,
group as well. Just is this terrible? What do you guys think? Is another way.
yeah, yeah. That's it. It's good, definitely good to test, to just speak to people. And the nice thing about having, kind of a reasonably small group like VIP is right now is I can kind of also just sort of DM people quite manageably and sort of have individual conversations with them at this point, and so that really helps.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do you a couple part question, but like how do you balance like school with the other parts of life? You got school, you got work, or you got school, you got family and your kids, and then
Mm,
are you doing other work as well? Like how big of a thing is school in your
yeah.
day to day?
I mean, yeah. I mean, largely I'm kind of all in on school now, especially now that I've set writing fiction aside and scripts and stuff, put that to one side.
Hmm.
I have kind of, I think when you're self-employed, you always need some kind of regular foundation stuff. And so
Hmm.
every week I still write for, a couple of magazines in the UK, weekly
Hmm.
magazines. Can't get those weekly magazines out of my system, it seems.
Ah, cool.
And that helps kind of, have a bit of a bedrock of MRR. So
Hmm.
then school, but yeah, to be honest with you, my life is kind of like school and my children. There isn't much else at the moment, and I think it's good to have that kind of focus. I'm either in school
Hmm.
mode or dad mode, you know,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's interesting. I think at some
Hmm.
point I might need to get at least one other element into my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you with school, do you see this year being a year where you hit a certain milestone? Are you thinking about trying to achieve a certain thing in 2025? We're in January, peak goals like in the thoughts. So how far are you taking it this year for school?
Well, I think I'm definitely, I'm kind of listening to a few creators who I like Charlie Morgan. Love Charlie Morgan stuff. Are you
Hmm.
familiar with Charlie Morgan?
I've heard about him through Joel, but I've never really Charlie
Yeah,
Morgan.
he's a genius
Mm,
British guy. He's got like a community on School. Actually, it's a really high ticket. One of those beyond 999 sort of high ticket type things.
hmm.
So
Easy bro. Okay.
he advises to not kind of make goals in terms of time. Actually, I think Hormozy advises that as well. Actually,
Hmm.
and so I don't have anything specific, but I think what I love about School is that it gives me so much more control than I have when I'm spending a year writing a novel or 6 months writing a novel and then hoping for the best in terms of A, publication, and B, sales.
Hmm.
um, and so I like that School just offers pretty much anyone the chance to make more money than they ever have done before. And it's interesting. I don't know. I used to think that making a lot of money was something that other people was only for other people, and I've got no idea where that came from. I think these mindset things just kind of creep into our heads, don't they?
Mm,
Unbidden,
hmm.
like subliminally. And
Yeah.
so that's something that I've been working on. And yeah, so I think that this year I'd just like to make, a lot more money than I ever have. I think I'm
Hmm.
going to kind of, especially it's the funny thing is, I don't know about you, but January just doesn't. It's not the most dynamic month to make these kind of claims, is it? It's not the most inspiring months. I was
Yeah.
I was talking to Sarah Hankins earlier,
Hmm.
the incredibly wise Sarah Hankins, and she reminded me in her very wise way that spring is actually the time that's supposed to be the time of renewal when we're supposed to be inspired and making that should be the time when we're like planning the year ahead.